Victor Honey. I recite the speaker guidelines. Speakers must observe the same rules of propriety, decorum, and good conduct applicable to members of the City Council. Any speaker making personal, impertinent, profane, or slanderous remarks, or who becomes boisterous while addressing the City Council shall be removed from the room. Individuals are given 3 minutes to speak. You'll notice the time at the podium. When your time is up, please stop. Address your comments to Mayor Johnson only. Also, if you have any handouts, you can go ahead and hand it to the officer to my left and your right, as it will affect your speaking time. Your first speaker will be Joe Stokes.
Mayor Johnson, I'm a retired school teacher with over 30 years working with children, and I'm here today to speak on their behalf and for their well-being. If somebody was asked today about what do you know about fluoride, they would probably say it's safe and effective, it's good for your teeth. But if in the 40s you had been asked that question, all across America people would say, isn't that the active ingredient in rat poison and roach poison? And then other people who live near aluminum smelting plants or other manufacturing would say, isn't that what is killing our livestock and killing our vegetation? What has changed? Well, what changed was what changed was they were talking about adding fluoride to water. They're doing this because they had to dispose of a toxic waste. And that's the byproduct of those industries. And the toxic waste was fluoride. And it was somebody's great idea is that, well, put it in the drinking water. To get people to change their minds and change their opinions, they hired the master of propaganda. His name was Edward Bernays. He was the nephew of Sigmund Freud. In 1928, he wrote the book, Propaganda. And I'm just going to read one small quote from his book. The conscious and intelligent manipulation of the organized habits and opinions of the masses is an important element in democratic society. Those who manipulate this unseen mechanism of society constitute an invisible government which is the true ruling power of our country. We are governed, our minds are molded, our tastes formed, our ideas suggested largely by men who we have never heard of. Edward Bernays. He was hired to change people's opinion on fluoride. He had been successful in 1929 of having a campaign to promote smoking, have women begin smoking. He had, during the Easter parade, he had 12 women parade around in an Easter parade with freedom torches. And it was photographed and it appeared in the New York Times, and it got women to smoking in the United States. Well, Edward Bernays was hired by Alcoa Aluminum Corporation of America to, what I'm going to say here is that Dallas would stop adding fluoride.
Mr. Stokes,
the rest of the nation
that's your time.
Follow.
Thank you so much.
Hank Black.
Don't let him finish the sentence. 3 minutes. Give me a break. These people have had too much fluoride on that
I have a handout. What do I do with this handout? I'm Hank Black. They're running my time.
Our staff will pick it up.
District 9. Again, hydrofluorosilicic acid. This issue merits more than the 3-minute format affords, this 3-minute format. Please give us a proper hearing in an appropriate venue such as the Quality of Life meeting. I am repeating this request. I was told I could not ask questions in this venue, but you can. I have many questions. Can I ask them as rhetorical questions?
Yeah.
Okay, I will anyway. Who knew that the EPA scientists themselves sued their bosses over fluoride corruption? Who knew we are dumping industrial waste products into our water? Who knew that lead, arsenic, uranium, and cadmium are added as well? Who knew that this additive leaches the lead out of the pipes into the water? Another question, do I need to prove this is dangerous? Or do you need to prove that it's safe? Does every last assertion that we make need to be perfectly accurate, or else the whole issue can be safely disregarded? Who knew that the most fluoridated people had the most cavities? Who knew that Park City refuses to fluoridate the water supply? Who knows how much fluoride we absorb in a shower? Why is it hard to excrete fluorine from our bodies? Why is it hard to filter out fluorine from the water? So, who knows in any detail what fluoride is? Fluorine, hydrofluorosilicic acid, who knows? Who cares? So many questions, constant deflections. Again, let us deal with this issue seriously in a venue where experts are welcome, questions are welcome, and we can get to the bottom of this in a sincere fashion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Peter Mundo.
Hi. My question is, why does the council decide whether or not to medicate the people of Dallas with fluoride? And I say medicate because fluoride does not treat the water. It's not in there to kill bacteria. It's put in the water to treat people. So we're treating people, and that's why I and many other people just consider medication. But why are you guys given that decision? You are not biochemists, you're not doctors, or to my knowledge, yet you've been given this responsibility. I propose that the reason you've been given this responsibility is not because you're qualified, but because you are not qualified. Not because you know, but because you don't know. When I worked for HCB contractors, I would inspect the work being done by our subcontractors at their fabrication facilities. It was my job to approve their pay requests for work done. If they didn't want to have to tell me if they didn't want to have to tell me the truth, and they didn't want to lie, they would give me someone who didn't know anything. He would give me some vague assurances, but nothing of substance, in hopes I would go away and approve their pay requests. So I mean, this guy, I just couldn't get the information I needed out of him, but I certainly wanted to make that pay request because there's big trouble if there isn't. So they gave me somebody who didn't know anything. You are acting in a similar role for the fluoride industry. You don't know about the health problems associated with ingesting fluoride. Therefore, the fluoride industry doesn't have to lie. They have you, and they understand the reluctance you have to change the status quo. That reluctance is based on your lack of knowledge, not on your informed opinion. So I'm saying you guys are the unwilling aides of an evil industry. So as a citizen of Dallas, I have the right to ask you, why are you medicating the citizens of Dallas with fluoride? More specifically, why are you medicating my family and me? Can you assure me that the plethora of studies showing severely negative side effects of fluoride are invalid? That's your job. Can you show me that? Since you have been put in the position of being a physician, you're deciding whether or not to give me a medication. I believe you, since you're in that position, you've got two choices. One, you can say, I'm not qualified to make this decision, but as But as a physician, the first thing I do is do no harm, and thereby you take the fluoride out of the water. The second thing is you read all the literature that's available in 2020, and you make an informed decision. But until you do that, take the fluoride out. In
Thank you, Mr. Mondo.
conclusion,
That's your time. Thank you very much.
Regina and Bergia.
Regina! Come on, girl.
My time is going.
Oh, just give it to them after. Nobody will take it.
For this audience here, my name is Regina Imbergia, and you can go to Dallas for Safer Water. Because today our conversations with the council are a little different than in the past. We've had over 100 people come here and talk about the health concerns. We had doctors come. We've gone that route. This is a different route. And what I am passing out for y'all today is the fact that I don't believe in fluoridation. Mayor, you voted to purchase a hydrofluoric acid to put in the water to raise our fluoride level. Well, you think you'd be interested to see what a lousy job that the Dallas Water Utilities does with dispensing that product. The Health and Human Services in April of 2015 lowered the recommended level of fluoride in the water because there are health risks. It was Health and Human Services did a 5-year study, and they came to the recommended level of 0.7 parts per million. The audience should see this. Oh, I think you can do that, but whatever. I'm not organized here. I asked for recent data. I got the 2018-2019 fluoride levels after you've medicated the water. And in November 2019, out of 30 times you treated the water, 21 of them were over the limit. Okay,
Wow.
If I was a cook and I was making 30 meals and 21 of them I burned, I wouldn't have that job anymore. Not many jobs, or even if you were in school, you'd be kicked out. That's a failing grade. This is the Dallas Water Utilities data, okay? There's 3 water treatment plants. Do any of you on the council know why the one plant is not working? It's not putting fluoride in the water. Take a look. And that 0.7 parts per million recommended by Health and Human Services in 2015, because people are getting over fluoridated, I wonder what they'd think about November 18th, 2019, when it was at 1.26 after Dallas Water Utilities treated the water. Now, Dallas Water Utilities probably is sitting over there thinking, but we have a good average for the year. But if a doctor gave you 30 pills and said for you to take those 30 pills one a day, and you took 10 3 times in that month, you'd have the average of taking 1 pill a day, but it wasn't the proper recommended amount. Now, this has all been sent to you in an email too, and go to Dallas for Safer Water. The audience can too. Our topics were a little bit weird today, but the point of the matter is
Thank you.
my time is up.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Rhonda Chu is canceled. Victor Honey.
Wow. So
Victor
rude.
Honey is not present. Oh, I'm sorry.
Is he going to talk about water? I don't know.
Good afternoon, Mayor Johnson and the City Council. My name is Victor Carl Honey. I am formerly from Dallas. I've been in Washington for about 17 years. I was a former civilian police trainer in a company known as Westcott Communications.
Is there any way you could pull that microphone just a little bit closer to you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, we want to hear what you have to say.
Is that better?
It doesn't have to do with water.
Okay.